Cancer doesn't begin the day your doctor finds it. It begins silently, years earlier, in the lining of your gut. And what's most unsettling is this: many people are feeding that process every single day without realizing it. I'm Dr. Richard, and after years of working with patients over 50, I've seen a pattern that's hard to ignore. Colon cancer isn't just about bad luck or genetics. In fact, for most people, it's not genetics at all. It's biology under pressure. Pressure from chronic inflammation, poor gut health, and daily habits that slowly weaken your body's natural defenses. But here's where this becomes more important after 50. Your body is not the same as it was at 25. Your immune system, the system designed to detect and destroy abnormal cells, becomes less efficient. Your cellular repair systems slow down. Inflammation, which should be short-term and protective, becomes chronic and quiet, like a fire that never fully goes out. And that's where the story of colon cancer really begins. Because every day, inside your body, cells divide. Trillions of times. And with every division, there's a small chance of error, a mutation. Most of the time, your body catches it, repairs it, or eliminates the damaged cell entirely. But when inflammation is constantly elevated, when your gut environment is compromised, when your immune system is distracted or weakened, some of those abnormal cells slip through. They survive, and over time, they adapt. Now here's what most people never get told. A tiny cluster of abnormal cells, what we could call an early tumor, can exist in your body without causing harm. It can remain dormant, almost harmless, for months or even years. Why? Because it doesn't yet have a blood supply. Think of it like a seed without water. It can't grow, it can't expand, it's limited. But the moment that changes, everything changes. There is a process in your body called angiogenesis. It simply means the growth of new blood vessels. Under normal conditions, this is essential. Your body uses it for healing wounds, restoring tissues, maintaining balance. But cancer cells can hijack this system. They send out chemical signals, like distress calls, that trick your body into growing new blood vessels directly into the tumor. And once that blood supply connects, the tumor is no longer restricted. It now has oxygen, nutrients, fuel, and growth can accelerate. This is one of the key turning points in cancer progression. But here's the deeper issue, and this is where lifestyle quietly plays a role. Chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, and poor gut health can all create an internal environment that makes this process easier. Not guaranteed, but more favorable. And this is where we need to talk about what's happening in your gut. Because your gut is not just a digestive tube, it's an ecosystem. Trillions of bacteria living in balance, or imbalance, depending on how you live and what you eat. Some of these bacteria help reduce inflammation. They strengthen the gut lining. They communicate directly with your immune system, helping it stay alert and effective. Others do the opposite. They promote inflammation. They weaken the gut barrier. They create conditions where harmful compounds linger longer than they should. And over time, this imbalance, what we call dysbiosis, can quietly shift your biology toward disease. Now, there's one particular type of beneficial bacteria that researchers have been studying closely. It plays a role in maintaining the integrity of your gut lining and supporting immune signaling. When levels of this bacteria are healthy, the gut barrier is stronger, inflammation is lower, immune responses are more balanced. When it's depleted, the opposite tends to happen. And what determines whether these beneficial bacteria thrive or disappear? Your daily diet. Not in one meal, not in one day, but consistently, over time. This is where the conversation about food becomes powerful, but also where we need to be very clear. Food is not a cure for cancer. It does not replace medical treatment, and it should never be seen as a substitute for proper care. But food does something incredibly important. It shapes the environment inside your body, and that environment influences inflammation, immune function, metabolic health, and gut integrity, all of which are connected to cancer risk and progression. So the question becomes, what kind of environment are you creating? Let's start with one of the most overlooked factors: fiber. Fiber is not just about digestion. It's fuel for your beneficial gut bacteria. When these bacteria break down fiber, they produce short-chain fatty acids, compounds that help reduce inflammation, support the gut lining, and improve immune signaling. But here's the problem. Most adults over 50 are not getting enough, not even close. And when fiber intake is low, those beneficial bacteria begin to decline. The gut environment shifts, inflammation increases. Now build on top of that a diet high in processed foods, low in nutrients, combined with physical inactivity, and you begin to see the pattern. But that's only part of the story, because certain foods don't just support gut health. They may also influence biological pathways involved in inflammation and blood vessel growth. For example, deeply colored fruits like berries contain compounds called polyphenols. These act as antioxidants, helping to neutralize oxidative stress, essentially reducing cellular damage caused by unstable molecules in the body. Green tea contains catechins, plant compounds that have been studied for their role in supporting metabolic and inflammatory balance. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli contain sulforaphane, a compound that supports your body's natural detoxification systems. Omega-3 fats, found in fish like salmon or plant sources like flax seeds, help regulate inflammatory signaling. And olive oil, particularly extra virgin olive oil, contains compounds that support cardiovascular and metabolic health while also reducing inflammation. Now, none of these foods act like drugs. They don't attack cancer, but they help create conditions where your body functions more effectively, where inflammation is controlled, where your immune system is better supported, and where cellular damage is less likely to accumulate. And this is where most people go wrong. They look for a single superfood, a shortcut, something dramatic. But biology doesn't work that way. It responds to patterns, consistency, daily signals. What you eat once doesn't matter nearly as much as what you eat repeatedly. And this brings us to one of the most important principles I share with patients. Consistency beats intensity. You don't need a perfect diet overnight. You need sustainable habits. Start simple. Add fiber-rich foods like beans or lentils a few times per week, then gradually increase. Include a serving of berries in your day. Swap refined oils for extra virgin olive oil. Add vegetables, not just occasionally, but regularly. And perhaps most importantly, move your body. Because physical activity does something powerful. It improves insulin sensitivity, reduces inflammation, enhances gut motility, and supports immune surveillance. All critical systems involved in long-term health. Even walking 30 minutes a day can make a measurable difference. Now, I want to address something serious before we close. If you're experiencing symptoms like blood in your stool, persistent changes in bowel habits, unexplained weight loss, or ongoing abdominal discomfort, do not ignore them. Screening matters. Early detection saves lives. After age 45, routine screening becomes essential, even if you feel fine. Because the earlier something is found, the more treatable it is. And that's the reality we need to stay grounded in. This is not about fear, it's about awareness. Your body has powerful defense systems. Your immune system, your gut, your cellular repair mechanisms. They are working for you every single day. but they respond to how you live, to what you eat, to how you move, to how consistently you support them. So here's the real question. Are you creating an environment that strengthens those systems, or one that slowly wears them down? Because that answer, over time, matters more than most people realize. If this opened your eyes, I'd like to hear from you. What's one habit you feel you need to change after watching this? Share it in the comments. And if you want more clear, science-based insights like this, subscribe and stay with me. I'm Dr. Richard, and I'll see you in the next video.